Namaste, myself Triveni Khurana, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Physiotherapy and Diagnostics. Today I am going to discuss with you about cryotherapy. Cryotherapy is sometimes known as cold therapy. It is the local or general use of local temperatures in medical therapy. Cryotherapy may be used to treat a variety of tissue lesions. The most prominent use of the term refers to the surgical treatment specifically known as cryosurgery or cryoablation. Cryosurgery is the application of extremely low temperatures to destroy abnormal or diseased tissue and is used commonly to treat skin conditions. Cryotherapy is used in an effort to relieve muscle pain, sprain, and swelling after soft tissue damage or surgery. It is commonly used to accelerate recovery in athletes post-exercise for decades. Scientifically, cryotherapy decreases the temperature of tissue surface to minimize hypoxic cell death, edema circulation, and muscle spasm, all of which ultimately alleviate discomfort and inflammation. It can be a range of treatments from the application of ice packs or immersion in ice bath, known as cold therapy, to use of cold chambers. While cryotherapy is widely used, there is little evidence as to its efficacy that has been replicated or shown in large controlled studies. Its long-term side effects have also not been studied. However, there is a study that concludes that cryotherapy has a positive impact on the short-term recovery athletes. Cryotherapy helps manage muscle soreness and facilitate recovery within the first 24 hours following a sport-related activity. Athletes who use cryotherapy within the first 24 hours to alleviate pain recovered at a faster rate than athletes who did not use cryotherapy after their sports-related activity. Now, what is cryotherapy chamber? Cryotherapy chamber is an individual tube-shaped enclosure that covers a person's body with an open top to knee, keep the head at room temperature. This is a specific type of low temperature treatment used to reduce inflammation and painful effects. It was developed in 1970s by Japanese rheumatologist Toshima and introduced to Europe, USA and Australia in 1980s and 1990s. Now, its mechanism of action: when the body is vulnerable to extreme cooling, the blood vessels are narrowed and make less blood flow to the areas of swelling. Once outside the cryogenic chamber, the vessels expand and an increased presence of anti-inflammatory proteins is established in the blood. Cryotherapy chamber involves exposing individuals to freezing dry air below -100 degrees Celsius for 2 to 4 minutes. Where it is in use, proponent says that the cryotherapy may reduce pain and inflammation, help with mental disorders, support exercise recovery performance, and improve joint function. Cryotherapy chambers belong to the group of equipment associated with sports rehabilitation and wellness. Along with this, it is useful for weight loss, reducing anxiety, reducing depression, and reducing the symptoms of eczema. Now, what is cryosurgery? Cryosurgery is the application of extreme cold to destroy abnormal or diseased tissue. Application of ultra-cold liquid causes damage to the treated tissue due to intracellular ice formation. The degree of damage depends upon the minimum temperature achieved and the rate of cooling. Cryosurgery is used to treat a number of diseases and disorders, especially skin conditions like wart, mole, skin tag, and solar keratosis. Liquid nitrogen is used to freeze the tissue at the cellular level. The procedure is often known as relatively easy and quick and can be done in the doctor's surgery and is deemed quite low risk. If a cancerous lesion is suspected, then excision rather than cryotherapy may be deemed more appropriate. Now, what is ice pack therapy? Ice pack therapy is a treatment of cold temperatures to an injured area of the body. Though the therapy is extensively used and it is agreed that it alleviates symptoms, testing has produced conflicting results about its efficacy. An ice pack is placed over an injured area and is then intended to absorb heat of a closed traumatic or edematous injury by using conduction to transfer thermal energy. The physiologic effects of cold application include immediate vasoconstriction with reflexive vasodilation, decreased local metabolism and enzymatic activity, and decreased oxygen demand. Cold decreases muscle spindle fiber activity and slows nerve conduction velocity. Therefore, it is often used to decrease spasticity and muscle guarding. It is commonly used to alleviate the pain of minor injuries as well as decrease muscle soreness. The use of ice packs in treatment decreases the blood flow most rapidly at the beginning of cooling period. This occurs as a result of vasoconstriction, the initial reflex sympathetic activity. Ice is not commonly used prior to rehabilitation or performance because of its known adverse effects to performance, such as decreased myotactic reflex and force production, as well as a decrease in balance immediately following ice pack therapy for 20 minutes. However, if ice pack therapy is applied for less than 10 minutes, performance can occur without detrimental effects. If the ice pack is removed at this time, athletes are sent back to training or competition directly with no decrease in performance. Cryotherapy following knee replacement. Total knee replacement is a common intervention for patients with end-stage osteoarthritis of knee. Post-surgical management includes cryotherapy. Cryotherapy may slightly reduce the amount of blood loss and pain. It was generally safe and not associated with any serious adverse effects. It may improve the range of motion at the knee in the first 1 to 2 weeks after surgery. Potential benefits of cryotherapy on blood loss, postoperative pain and range of motion may be too small to justify its use, and the quality of evidence was very low or low for all main outcomes. Well-designed randomized trials are required to improve the quality of the evidence. In conclusion, the effectiveness of cryotherapy is unclear. Now, what is cold spray anesthetics? In addition to their use in cryosurgery, several types of cold aerosol sprays are used for short-term pain relief. Ordinary sprays can containing tetrafluoroethane, dimethyl ether, or similar substances are used to numb the skin prior to or possibly in place of local anesthetic injections and prior to other needles, small incisions, sutures, and so on. Other products containing chloroethane are used to ease sports injuries similar to ice pack therapy. Now, what is whole body cryotherapy? It is unclear if whole body cryotherapy has any effect on muscle soreness or improves recovery after exercise. There is no evidence that whole body cooling effect treats Alzheimer's, fibromyalgia, migraine, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, stress, anxiety, or chronic pain, as its proponents claim. In fact, whole body cryotherapy is no more effective than taking a cold shower. This treatment involves exposing individuals to extremely cold dry air below 100 degrees Celsius for 2 to 4 minutes. To achieve the sub-zero temperatures required for whole body cryotherapy, two methods are typically used. These are liquid nitrogen and refrigerated cold air. During these exposures, individuals wear minimal clothing, which usually consists of shorts for males and shorts and a crop top for females, gloves, a woolen headband covering the ear, and a nose and mouth mask, in addition to dry shoes and socks, are commonly worn to reduce the risk of cold-related injury. The first whole-body cryotherapy chamber was built in Japan in the late 1970s, introduced to Europe in 1980s, and has been used in the US and Australia in the past decade. Now, what is its adverse effects? Reviews of whole-body cryotherapy have called for research studies to implement active surveillance of adverse events which are suspected of being underreported. If the cold temperatures are produced by evaporating liquid nitrogen, there is a risk of inert gas asphyxiation as well as frostbite. Partial body cryotherapy. Partial body cryotherapy devices also exist. If the cold temperature are produced by evaporating liquid nitrogen, there is the risk of inert gas asphyxiation as well as frostbite. Now, what is cold compression therapy? Cold compression therapy, also known as helotherapy, combines two of the principles of rest, ice, compression, elevation to reduce pain and swelling from a sports or activity injury to soft tissues, and recommended by orthopedic surgeons following surgery. The therapy is especially useful for sprains, strains, pulled muscles, and pulled ligaments. Now, cold compression is a combination of cryotherapy and static compression, commonly used for the treatment of pain and inflammation after acute injury or surgical procedures. Cryotherapy, the use of ice or cold in a therapeutic setting, has become one of the most common treatments in orthopedic medicine. The primary reason for using cryotherapy in acute injury management is to lower the temperature of the injured tissue, which reduces the tissue's metabolic rate and helps the tissue to survive the period following the injury. It is well documented that metabolic rate decreases by the application of cryotherapy. Static compression is often used in conjunction with cryotherapy for the care of acute injuries. To date, the primary reason for using compression is to increase external pressure on the tissue to prevent edema formation. This occurs by hindering fluid loss from the vessels in the injured area, making it more difficult for fluids to accumulate. Ice with compression is significantly colder than ice alone due to improved skin contact and increased tissue density caused by extending static compression. Tissue reaches at lowest temperature faster, and tissues maintain its cool even after treatment ends. It has been studied following facial surgery, where it has been found to decrease pain and swelling on day 2 or 3. It is unclear if it affects the risk of bruising. Now, what is the device for it? Continuous cold therapy device, also called ice machine, which circulate ice water through a pad, are currently the subject of class action lawsuit for skin and tissue damage caused by excessive cooling or icing time and lack of temperature control. Reported injuries range from frostbite to severe tissue damage resulting in amputation. Studies have shown that the body activates the Hunting reaction after only 10 minutes of cryotherapy. At temperature, what is Hunting reaction? Hunting reaction or Hunting response is the process of alternating vasoconstriction and vasodilation in extremities exposed to cold. The term Lewis reaction is used too, named after Thomas Lewis, who first discovered the effect in 1930. Vasoconstriction occurs first to reduce heat loss, but also results in strong cooling of extremities. Approximately 5 to 10 minutes after the start of cold exposure, the blood vessels in the extremities will suddenly vasodilate. This is probably caused by a sudden decrease in the release of neurotransmitters from the sympathetic nerves to the muscular port of arteriovenous anastomosis due to local cold. This cold-induced vasodilation increases blood flow and subsequently the temperature of the fingers. A new phase of vasoconstriction follows the vasodilation, after which the process repeats itself. The Hunting reaction is one out of 4 possible responses to immersion of the finger in cold water. The other responses observed in the fingers after immersion in cold water are a continuous state of vasoconstriction, slow, steady, and continuous rewarming, and a proportional control form in which the blood vessel diameter remains constant after an initial phase of vasoconstriction. However, the vast majority of the vascular responses to immersion of the finger in cold water can be classified as Hunting reaction. There are many factors which influence the strength of the response. People who live or regularly work in the cold environments show an increased response. Through acclimatization, tropical residents can develop an increased response which is indistinguishable from Arctic residents. The role of genetic factor is not clear because it is difficult to differentiate between adaptation and acclimatization. It was thought that the Hunting reaction protected the fingers against cold injury and improved muscle function in the fingers. An experiment has shown cold acclimatization minimizes the Hunting reduction, that is reduced mean temperature of the digits and a prolonged time of cold exposure prior to initial vasodilation, thus putting the hand at a greater risk of cold injury when it is exposed to cold. So, studies have shown that the body activates the Hunting reaction after only 10 minutes of cryotherapy at temperatures less than 49 degrees Fahrenheit. The Hunting response is a cycle of vasoconstriction, that is decreased blood flow, and then vasodilation, that is increased blood flow, that increases the delivery of oxygen and nutrients-rich blood to the tissues. Increased blood flow can slow cell death, limit tissue damage, and aid in the removal of cellular debris and waste products. Under normal circumstances, the Hunting reaction would be essential to tissue but only serves to increase pain, inflammation, and cell death as excess blood is forced into the area. Now, what is cold compression wrap? Cold compression wraps using either refreezable ice or gel are a much safer product, as such products do not exceed the cooling or icing time recommended by the established community. Many of the ice wraps available use adjustable elastic straps to aid in compression over the injured areas. More advanced single-use wraps have guidelines to indicate how the bandage should be applied in order to achieve optimum compression required for an acute injury. Most ice wraps that use ice have a built-in protective layer, so ice is not applied directly to the skin, which can result in a burn to the area, sometimes known as cryo burn. Thank you.